It got to a point where people who weren't locked in with him were scared to come around. The rumor going around was that something was seriously wrong in his head, so just stay away. One night he allegedly went on a blitz and shot.
Yo, not the Pyrus getting mentally, like niggas that got mental problems, like, yeah, fuck it, we'll take you. What? Nigga said there was a rumor going around that there was something going off in his head and y'all still allowed this nigga to join? What?
At a group at a nearby park. Bullets scattered everywhere, but the wrong person got hit and died that night. And it happened again on a different occasion. The drill failed. JJ missed his target and allegedly killed the wrong guy again. During this era, Suge still had ties to various Pyrus. This included Poochie, Heron, Georgie Williams, and Al Bundy.
Yo, that Poochie name stay coming up, bro.
After Suge Knight was sentenced to 9 years in prison in 1997 for violating probation stemming from a 1996 assault, Death Row would end up going to war with each other. By the time Suge got out of prison in 2001, many of the key components of Death Row were dead. Upon stepping out of prison, Suge tried to revive Death Row and give it a kickstart, but it became clear.
Shout out to the lads. Yo, lad, you clicked the title, you read the page, so I'ma just get to the point. It says, Suge's youngest hitman allegedly had 10 plus bodies. The story of King JJ, West Side Pyru. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a sucker for history. I'm a sucker for LA history, Australian history, American history. I just love history. You can always learn from anything, man. You can learn from things that you probably think like, yo, that would never happen, or anything of that. You just never know. You can always learn. If not, you can always teach. Alright, so subscribe for the vibe. Shout out to Hood War Stories. Alright, this gonna be a vibe only because Suge Knight's whole life is exciting to me. Like, you ever just watch a Suge Knight documentary and you like, yo, he really did that? You like, they let him do that? It's like, what? Shit crazy.
Welcome to Hood War Stories. In this episode, I'll be discussing the life of King JJ. Jeremy Joel Marquise Davis was born on February 25th, 1985, a Compton native. JJ would get his early put on and join the West Side Pyru gang. The West Side Pyrus are a black American gang situated on the west side of Compton. They originally went by the Pyru Street Boys. The Pyru Street Boys were founded by Sylvester Scott and Vincent Owens in the late 1960s and got its name from the street they lived on. Their section.
Yo, I was just about to ask, yo, how do they come up with these names? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, Pyru. Okay, that makes sense. It's the name of a street. Okay, because it's like, yo, do they just sit around and just brainstorm? I know y'all be wondering that.
And Compton covers a beefy chunk of turf, a mostly residential neighborhood composed of single-story homes, resembling a middle-class community, lacking the Section 8 apartments and projects that chalk up other gangs' strongholds. Most of
that like some nice-ass Section 8. No funny.
The black families in this neighborhood have owned their home for decades. In the mid-90s, Suge Knight controlled the West Coast's rap scene with an iron fist. He did that through violence and intimidation, having real gangsters on payroll for enforcement when it was time to knock somebody down. His killers were on stand.
And that nigga had law enforcement, yo. I'm obsessed with this shit, yo. Not that, like, I'm not like Trap Lord obsessed. Like, I ain't never gonna see me do no whole documentary. I ain't gonna hold you. I can smoke the dope and learn about it, then we could, you know what I mean, talk about it. That's as far as I go. But that shit is just interesting, bro. Like, I'm sorry, because it's like, bro, y'all seen Straight Outta Compton? Y'all think he really did that to Eazy-E? That's crazy. It's like, this nigga was like the bully of all bullies, son. That shit crazy.
When it came to Suge's hitmen, the general public mostly knew of his top riders that were sliding for him in the 90s. This included Poochie, Heron, Georgie Williams, and Al Bundy.
Yo, that Poochie name stay coming up, bro.
After Suge Knight was sentenced to 9 years in prison in 1997 for violating probation stemming from a 1996 assault, Death Row would end up going to war with each other. By the time Suge got out of prison in 2001, many of the key components of Death Row were dead. Upon stepping out of prison, Suge tried to revive Death Row and give it a kickstart, but it became clear the label was not the same force it once was. When it came to the muscle, what seemed like the nail in the coffin was when Suge's right-hand man Bunchy was killed in 2002. Moving on and into the mid-2000s, Suge was in need of reinforcements, someone younger and down for whatever. JJ fit that criteria perfectly. He was known around as a hothead that was really with the shit. He was the loudest in the room, but he backed it all up.
Bam! It ain't that gangster shit without JJ in it though. Oh, you JJ running squad, yo, active shit.
Yeah, that nigga looked like he was off his motherfucking rockers, bro.
I got these young niggas out here, blood. Who is? It's that Paru thing. That's the Johnson family in the Paru Street.
He was there.
That nigga looked like he don't even joke. You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't even find that funny, what I just said. Like, he didn't look at me like, you know what I mean? He like one of them niggas, like.
Shut out with it. Allegedly robbing and slapping enemies, jacking cars at gunpoint, spitting on dudes after he banged on them. They turned it down. He allegedly put someone in a body bag that tried to play tough. It got to a point where people who weren't locked in with him were scared to come around. The rumor going around was that something was seriously wrong in his head, so just stay away. One night he allegedly went on a blitz and shot.
Yo, not the Parus getting mentally, like niggas that got mental problems, like, yeah, fuck it, we'll take you. What? Nigga said there was a rumor going around that there was something going off in his head and y'all still allowed this nigga to join? What?
At a group at a nearby park. Bullets scattered everywhere, but the wrong person got hit and died that night. And it happened again on a different occasion. The drill failed. JJ missed his target and allegedly killed the wrong guy again. During this era, Suge still had ties to various pirate sets around Compton. It's been said that Suge connected with JJ off him being the nephew of Lil Knob Johnson. Lil Knob used to run with Suge back in the 90s and also provided enforcement when things got tricky. On one instance, Lil Knob was the main assailant who put
what the hell was
the
that?
nephew of Lil Knob Johnson. Lil Knob used to run with Suge.
What? Was he making this dog bite him? Like, yo, this nigga don't even look like he's having a good time, yo. Like, yo, why did this nigga even have friends, son?
Back in the 90s, and also provided enforcement when things got tricky. On one instance, Lil Knob was the main assailant who put hands and feet on Diddy's friend Mark Anthony Bell at a death row party. During the beatdown, Lil Knob was acting extra hyper, loud talking, hitting Mark 3 times in the face, slapping him in the back of the neck. Lil Knob proceeded to knock him to the ground, stripped him of his watch and gold chain, then pulled out a gun and stuck it up against his head. Lil Knob asked Suge, "Should I blow this nigga brains out?" Before things escalated even further, word got to Suge that police were in the area. They then cleaned Mark's face off and told him to get the hell out of there. George Ponytail Williams, Buntry, and Tupac were all present allegedly for the shakedown. Throughout the mid-2000s, Suge was still worth well over 6 figures and had the reputation, reach, and capital to get things done. Suge still had a laundry list of people he needed to handle, and this was mostly through violence and extortion. JJ was considered one of his low homies.
Yo, I still can't believe that nigga took Dr. Dre baby moms. Yo, that story crazy.
In New Era writers, he was already sliding on his enemies for his hood for free, allegedly. An extra stream of income from Suge provided him with an added incentive to execute tasks that were already natural to him. In May of 2008, Suge was involved in an altercation involving a monetary dispute outside of a club in Hollywood. Greg the Barber would unleash a blow to Suge's face and reportedly knock him out cold. Suge was unconscious for 3 minutes.
Yo, 3 minutes? Yo, that nigga was in a fucking heavy sleep. That nigga was in a daze. Yo, that nigga took a nap. Yo, but that's what they say. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Publicly embarrassed and humiliated, retaliation from Suge was almost guaranteed at some point. But 9 months later, Suge sees stars again. After he gets into it with Ja, while he was trying to extort Akon out of some money. The incident went down at the W Hotel in Arizona. Police saw Ja hit Suge with 2 hard punches to the head, knocking him down and out. Akon had to pay Suge a hefty fee in order to get his charges dropped. From 2010 to 2015, Suge was very spiteful in this era. The money was getting low, so Suge was going extra hard on the extortion tip. He was allegedly still sending out hits, getting people killed, allegedly, all while the public actually thought he was fading away. Suge's give back has no time limit. Nearly 6 years later, after Greg the Barber knocked him out, Suge thought the timing was perfect to do his big one. Allegedly, Suge would end up receiving a tip and send JJ to handle business. On the night of March 23rd,
Damn, dog.
2014, at around 1:50 a.m., a motorcycle club was hosting a large party near 132nd Street and Broadway. At the event, JJ spotted Greg, honed in on his target, walked up, and shot him in both of his legs, in front of dozens of people. JJ then shockingly walked off in slow motion. As JJ strolled away, someone from the motorcycle club allegedly walked up and shot JJ in the chest.
Yo, what? He just was strolling away? Like he just did that and was just gonna walk? He just bow bow and just thought he was just gonna walk side of there? Yo, this is so sad, yo, man. Rest in peace, bro.
left him dead in the street. JJ was pronounced dead at 2:05 a.m. Greg and another person that was shot survived. JJ is extremely missed by family, friends, and his set. To people who were really close to him, he also had a different side, with a lot of love and care to give.
Damn, man. Rest in peace to that soldier. That's crazy. It's no funny. It sounded like he really needed help. Like he needed somebody to really like talk to. You know what I mean? That shit's sad, yo.